When you applied for the diversity visa lottery, are you sure you didn't make any kind of mistake? Up to now, I have received over 500 either comments or specific questions. People have made certain type of mistakes in their application and want to know if those mistakes have any effect for them either in the selection process or during the visa processing. So I said to myself, let me clarify and put this in a very good way. And in addition to that, I'm going to categorize these mistakes into 3 main areas. The first area which our focus will be the mistakes which you have done, and these mistakes will completely make you ineligible to be going through the filter of selection process. That means you will not even go into the selection process. You are going to be a total knockdown from the beginning. Those will be the first mistakes I'm going to share. Then there are mistakes which you will be able to make. You will pass through the first filter. You will be into the selection pool. You will be the winner. You will be selected, but you will be denied the visa. I guarantee you for sure you'll be denied the visa. And then the last category is better one. You make a mistake, you pass through the filter, you go to the interview, but still will be given the visa. So mistakes are in 3 categories. Not going even to the selection, going to the selection, win, denied the visa, and going to the selection, get selected, and be given the visa. It is not easy in either of the categories because the pressure is huge. There are some of these one, you just there, you have to do it, you have to spend your money to the process, but it's 50-50. You might get it or might not get it. That's why we make so many videos to avoid you to have any confusion or make you denied the visa. Welcome everyone, EBM here, Ernest. Remember, you know the drill. Subscribe if you are new here to my YouTube channel. Okay, let's go on. So, there are instructions provided each year, though those instructions don't change most of the time until on the DV 2021 when they introduced the passport. That was the big change. But in most cases, apart from the change of the application dates, whatever, the instructions are more or less the same. They don't change much. So they provide instructions. That's why when they announce the dates for the application, the day they give that release of information, it comes out with instructions. And you are supposed to read the instruction before you apply. And ignorance of the law is not the defense of the law. So if you haven't read the instruction, that's why we make these videos to break down to you. But if you haven't read the instructions, you haven't watched our videos to break them down, and you are not going to win, or you win, you are going to deny the visa, you cannot say, I didn't know. I will give some specific situations where people said that when they were denied at the US Embassy. So let me start with the mistakes which people get denied from the get-go. Like when you apply, yes, you have submitted an application, you have your confirmation number, but the first filter, they are going to select people to go to the pool where the machine is going to select now, these are the winners. That's why they say qualified entries. That means when you apply, you are entry. Then there are qualified entries, and some of the entries are unqualified. The unqualified entries, mistakes are as follows. Number 1, you have done more than one application, duplicate application. You are going to be denied. right away. Don't waste your time. So if you made a mistake of writing a name or whatever, and you decide, let me put another application to correct it, it's over. Don't even think that you'll be going to be a winner. You have already lost already. That is the mistake which there is no excuse. Apart from that, another mistake usually comes on the photo. Not all the photo mistakes you are going to be denied right away. There are certain mistakes. Application goes, but you are going to be not passing through the filter. For instance, you decided to take a photo with your glasses like this way. It's over. It is instruction from 2018. You must take a photo without your glasses. And that is not just for the green card lottery. Even for the American visas, even for Americans, when they ask you for the passport, you are no longer allowed to wear glasses on your pictures. So, that's photo. Having a different color from the background, blue, red, yellow, black, instead of white. To turn around, or turn this way, or you take the pictures this way, but you upload, while you upload the picture was looking like this way, it's over. There are those kind of mistakes. You're going to be right away denied. So, those are the key mistakes which you are not going to pass the filter at all. But what mistakes you can pass through the filter? I'm giving an example. Let's go to the photo. If you use the last year's application photo, like you applied for the previous DV lottery and you use the photo from the previous DV lottery in the current application, you'll pass it through. It's a mistake. By the instruction, you are not allowed to use the photo using the previous DV lottery. But that is not a big mistake. Because I've seen people have won the DV lottery through that. My nephew won. And he's here with me now. Lives just the room behind me here. So, that's number one. It's a mistake to use maybe a photo more than 6 months. They don't follow much of that one. Those are smaller mistakes. If you put the mistake, I will tell you before I go to tell you whether this mistake will make you be denied the visa or given the visa. When you apply, you make a mistake on your name. You make the mistake on the date of birth. You make a mistake on the place of birth. You make a mistake on your passport number. You make the mistake on expiration date of the passport. You make a mistake on you write, you say you are married while you are not, or you have children while you are not. You include a child who is not yours. You include the spouse who is not yours. They are not going to, you will pass it through the filter because the Department of State do not know, or Homeland Security or Department of State, they do not know whether your name is exactly what you were supposed to write, because people have different names. For instance, my son is Benedict, but in Benedict, majority of people, they put Benedict with a C, but his name is Benedict with K. So the system doesn't know which is the correct name. You are the one telling the system, this is my name. So they cannot deny you through the filter just to put your name Benedict with a K instead of C. The word Claire, the name Claire, my daughter is Claire, there are different versions of Claire. My daughter is C-L-A-R-E, which is the original. There is Claire in French, C-L-A-I-R-E. So there are different versions, whatever you want. So those kind of mistakes don't affect you to pass it through the filter to be into the selection pool. To be called, these are the qualified entries possible to win. Will you be able to win? Yes. Even if you apply, you say you don't have the passport, you'll be able to win. Then, now it comes. You are passing through the filter. You have won. What mistakes will make you be denied the visa, and what mistakes or what things when you fill in the form will let you be given the visas despite of being mistakes. So these mistakes which you are going to be denied the visa are written in the instructions clearly. Mistake number 1. When you apply, you put a wrong number of children. I'm giving example. You apply, you include your nephew. You include your granddaughter. You win, you fail to prove that one, you're going to be denied the visa. There is one person, included the children, but didn't include the stepchild in the application. When they say the children, they mean biological, stepchildren, and adopted by law. The person put biological children only, didn't put the stepchild. But after winning, added that stepchild, because, oh, this was your child you added. The embassy on the day of the interview was denied the visa. But there was no place to put a stepchild. I said, go and read the instruction, it is written. When they say children, they don't care. There is no place to say, write stepchild, write this, my God. No, it's just your children. So you have to know the instructions. This year, there is one person lives with the son of his brother or his sister, I don't remember exactly, but who passed away, so left the child who is younger, so the person is taking care of that child. So decided to put it there. I said, why did you put it there? Oh, I'm just like the father. I said, it's not about the like. Have you legally adopted the child? No. But the child has the same last name like Makulilo. No, it's not your child. And so you are going to be denied the visa because they want on the day of application, do you have the legal documentation to prove that you have legally adopted this child? No. You're going to be denied. You are legally married and you say you are single. You win, you say you are married, you are going to be denied the visa. So, those are some of the mistakes people are doing. You need to know the classification of these marital status. Classification of children. Another mistake, which you pass through the filter, you win and you got denied the visa. You apply without a passport. There is one person from Kenya. He wrote to me, oh, I didn't have the passport, so I put it stateless. I said, go and read the instruction for stateless. You were born in Kenya. How are you stateless? How are you stateless? If you say you are stateless, prove to the consular officer you are stateless. You are born from nowhere. The country you are born doesn't recognize you that you are born from that particular country. Prove to them. So even don't even think to process, because they're going to deny you the visa. It is written in the instruction. Go and read the instructions. Failure to prove the reason of not having the visa to ask for the waiver, you are going to be denied the visa. If you say you are stateless, prove you are stateless. If you say you are coming from communist country, you are unable to get the passport, show and prove to them Kenya or Uganda or Tanzania or Ghana or Sudan, whatever country you are from, is a pure communist country and it doesn't give you passport. Prove to them. You can't. You're going to be denied the visa. Or if you chose the option, you have the waiver letter, give the waiver letter from the Secretary of State or the Secretary of Homeland Security of the United States of America. Show to them. Otherwise, you'll be denied the visa by applying without a passport. Refugees have the refugee passport. You are allowed to use that one. Using expired passport, you'll win, you'll be able to be denied. Using invalid passport, when I say invalid, let's say Tanzania changed the passport and you're inside the country of Tanzania and you're using the passport which has been stopped to be used whatever years ago. That is invalid passport. Writing incorrect number of the passport. It is written there. Because if your passport number is TAE 180B whatever, and you put it TAE 108 Q another number, if changing one letter in your passport or one number in the passport means it's a different passport, that means you are trying to scam the system. It is written there. Writing incorrect passport details, passport number. They say passport number, you are going to be denied. There is one person asking me, I put a wrong expiration date. Will that affect me? Expiration date of the passport. I'm not so sure about expiration date. To be in a safe side, I mean, overall is 50-50. But what I know, the passport number, the number of the passport, if it is incorrect, according to the instructions, you will be denied. But putting the wrong expiration date might not be too much of the big of the deal. But still you are in trouble in one way or another. Because you put incorrect passport information. Because the passport details is include expiration date and the expiration date. Expiration and the issued names, all those details are the passport information. But it might not be of the big of the deal. Even if you make one mistake of one number, I believe that will not be, consulars will not be very hard on you than putting completely, but one mistake of one letter or one number, I believe in a human error, you say, well, I was typing, it might not be a big deal. Though in the instructions, it's written that way. I haven't seen someone made the mistake and denied the visa because of the passport, maybe expiration date, or passport number, maybe one letter or one number. But I've seen people who they don't have the passport and went to the embassy and were denied the visa because of saying that they have the exemption while they don't have the exemption. So that is another mistake. Where you win, you are going to be denied the visa. Right away. No sorry for you. Okay. So, date of marital status, children, passport. Those are very, very big one in the application. Then, there are mistakes which when you put will not affect you to be selected, will not affect you to be given the visa. Some of those mistakes are to put incorrect spelling of your name, to put a wrong date of birth, place of birth. Some people confuse because on the instructions they say put the city, not district, not state, not county, whatever, all those kind of things. So people sometimes make a mistake. Instead of put what is written on the passport, they write a certain type of other name. It's not a big of the deal at all. When you are going to fill the DS260, you will put the correct place of birth, which must match the passport. That is not a problem. You are not going to be denied the visa. I've seen so many people have been given the visa. That's why did you put this one? So, I was born this one, but for instance, I was born in Kibera, but Kibera is in Nairobi, so I put in Nairobi. So it's not a problem at all. Still, the passport information is correct. To put incorrect date of birth, many people put incorrect date of birth. Why? Because many people are used to write date, month, year. But in the DV lottery application, in America, we use month, date, year. So many people make that mistake. I made that mistake one time. Not the mixing month and date. I put, like I'm giving example, you know when you are typing, maybe let's say instead of choosing 05, you choose 06. Different month, it was month or date or whatever. So you'll win. What you need to do is this way. When you are, after winning, when you are going to sign in the DS260, you have to put the confirmation number, case number, and the date details, your birth information. The birth information you are going to put when you are going to sign in the visa form, you'll use the wrong date of birth. You'll use that one to sign in. Once you sign inside the DS260, it is a blank form. You'll put the correct date of birth. So I put a mistake for my nephew. So when I called KCC, I was asking something because previously it was easy to call and talk to them. Nowadays, because of so much backlog, it is difficult in the pandemic. So I gave the correct date of birth. They say that is not the correct date of birth because they don't have it in the system. So I had to figure out, even if I forgot I put the wrong date of birth. So I had to put all the dates, January, whatever. The year was correct. So I put every until I got the incorrect date I put there. So I use that incorrect date to sign in. After signing in on the DS260, you put the correct date of birth. So when KCC they're having that one, they'll have the DS260 with the correct date of birth, and the passport will be able to match. And when you go to the embassy, yes, the DS260 embassy will have the DS260, and they will match with the what? It will match with the passport. Embassy doesn't have the original application of your DSC. I mean your DV lottery. They don't have that one. So those are mistakes which you can make. You can get those one. To use the old photo, you'll go through. It's not the big of the deal. You'll win. They are not going to ask you. Use the last year's photo, but don't make it like it's an instruction. They say if you use the last year's application photo, you'll be denied. I used for my nephew the first this time. The other time it was the last day, 2 hours before. I have the photo because back in the day they didn't have the passport requirement. I have his information, so I just filled the form, and I didn't have other pictures, so I used that one, and he won. He was given the visa. He's here. But don't make that mistake. Take a brand new photo. Don't test them. So that is another mistake which you can make it and still be given the visa. To put incorrect, I said the name already. So other mistake will be, I'm giving example, quicker mistake when you are going to fill the form. Let's say when you fill maybe not just your name, maybe the place of birth of your child or the place of birth of your spouse, all those kind of things might be smaller mistakes, kind of that. I don't know if you make a small mistake by selecting the gender. I don't think they are going to deny you that one. That is not a big mistake for them. You will be able to correct when you are filling the visa form. So that's why I want to distinguish, like there are serious crime and smaller crime on the application. There are mistakes, you can correct them on the you can correct them when you are going to fill the DS260, the visa form. You can be able to correct them. So what is the overall message today? Try your best to avoid any necessary mistake. It can be a smaller mistake, but according to the instruction, you can be denied the visa. Because they are the one deciding this mistake is eligible to be denied the visa, this one is not. To put a mistake when you are applying, to put a wrong education level doesn't affect you. Let's say you are currently a university student, and because you didn't know that you have to select sub-university courses, you select maybe high school. You will put the correct education level. You are supposed to select some university courses, you are still a student, you put bachelor degree. So the day you are going to the interview, you haven't graduated. it still is not a big deal. When you are going to fill the visa form, you'll fill the correct information. So those are not a problem at all. So don't worry on the mistakes which don't cost. But next time, try to think and prepare yourself. Avoid any necessary mistake. That's what I want to share with you. And all the best while you are preparing yourself to go to the interview, while you are preparing yourself, waiting for the results.